Welcome to the garden today. Oh, look, a friend. Right off the bat. Slugs are so cute. So today we are harvesting from the garden. I need to get rid of the slug. Okay. Today we are harvesting the garden. It is raining outside, so I'm trying to pull in, hence why there's slugs on it, because it is raining and it's wet out there. So I am harvesting all the greens from the garden, and so I go out with my scissors, my bags, I bag everything. So these are pepper leaves, and this is the parsley. The parsley is probably where the slugs came from because they were quite covered in them. So I'm just soaking them in here. Oh, there's the other chocolate mint. Okay. And soaking it, and then I'll check each leaf and give it a little bit of a wash just to get rid of the slug juice that's on it. And that's just with a little bit of all natural thieves soap, and that'll give it a vegetable wash kind of thing for the slug juice. And then once it's soaked, cleaned, or like for example the pepper leaves, they were dry because they're in the greenhouse, so that's why I know the slugs didn't come off of there, because it is dry and in the greenhouse. Then I will take that, just like I did the chocolate mint, or sorry, this is chocolate mint. That was showed up in the peppers that I did. Then I will bring it over here. I will spread it on here, and I will watch, check it out, make sure there's no bugs. I will roll it just to dry it. There's no point in putting all that water into the dehydrators. Dry it like that. And then I will place it onto the trays. This one is spearmint. And like again, if there was smell-o-vision, it smells so good. And then it will go on the dehydrator. Of course, when it goes on the dehydrator, that will take care of any living creatures. But it is important just to have a look and check, which is why I soak it first. I just saw a caterpillar. There he is. Saw a caterpillar. And then taking off this kind of stuff where it's not, it's just not very good looking. Right? No judgment. Just not exactly what I want to be dehydrating. Once it goes in the dehydrators run for about 6 hours for the stemmed, like catnip, and the thicker leaves like the pepper leaves. Now, harvesting all this kind of stuff like the pepper leaves, we don't eat a lot of peppers, and when everyone's harvesting them, I'll show them later when it's not raining. But there's quite a few little peppers out there that you might enjoy. But the pepper leaves you can add to your recipe. So we dehydrate it all and then package it into the apothecary, I guess you want to call it. And then it can be used in recipes and whatnot. And it's got a slight mild pepper taste to it. I will do a walk through the garden to show you all of the trimming that I did out there. We did do the catnip, and I showed you a while ago about the mallow that I cut back. I will have to cut it back again. The nice thing is when you cut it back, it grows deep, bigger roots. And mallow, you can also use the roots, just like the sunchoke. But the catnip is this is dried already. So then I will, once it's dried, I wanted to wait for the next batch because there is quite a bit of catnip. So the next batch I will put in here as well. I will handle it all just to take care of the large sticks. Now we have discovered that there's different, catnip is one of those really good ones. The catnip sticks, some cats like. Some cats prefer the flowers, like Marlene's cat. They like the flowers. And then I'll just handle it, take out the stems, making everything a little bit smaller, which makes it nicer to use for tea for humans, and a catnip pout, like a smaller catnip. So different sizes. So that's what the catnip will look like when it's packaged up. I see there's a stick in there. So then once it goes from here, then I will fill our supply first, of course, because we do use the catnip for a lot of things. And not an antidepressant, a calm down for dogs, treats for cats, herbal teas for cramping, inflammation. It's got quite a few. Actually, I wrote it on here. Once it goes from here, one of our followers donated some very nice bags. So we are packaging everything this year in these bags because we got quite a bit. And that was very nice of you. Thank you. And then I am labeling them with the catnip leaves. To make a cup of tea, a person should first take 1 teaspoon crushed dried leaves, place into a cup, then pour boiling water into the cup, let it steep 5 minutes. Catnip uses other than for cats. Catnip tea was traditionally used as a herbal medicine for restlessness, nervousness, nervous disorders, coughs, asthma, gas, and diarrhea. Today, dried catnip is added to foods to flavor, used as an herbal supplement and brewed in tea, helps with some dogs' anxieties. So again, you can use it in your food, you can use it as a tea. I always suggest with any of this dried kind of stuff, you've always got things like allergies or tolerance, and sometimes your digestive system just doesn't like this stuff. So always do your own research, talk with your doctor, all that good stuff, just to make sure it's right for you. So far on the dehydrated list that we have enough now to start sharing with you guys and selling. We have the tansy, which was new to me this year. And through my research, of course, do your own research, I found that it can cause toxic effects. So it is one of the ones that comes with a warning actually on the label because it is stronger and does have some good side effects. Bad side effects. Reactions. Mojito mint was also new this year. So that's another one that we did. So it can apparently its number one use was alcoholic drinks. We don't drink, so I have no clue, but it smells phenomenal. Also, again, you can add it to different cooking and teas, which is what our main thing is for packaging it and selling it. The medicinal reasons that I want to have a very large garden is I can feed a lot of these things to the animals if they need it. Anti-inflammatories and bladder and kidney stones. There's different things that you can research and look into. Mullein, a really, really good one. It was respiratory conditions, viral infections, and antibacterial properties. I have heard and did a little bit of research on actually smoking the mullein when Mark and I quit smoking to clear the lungs and whatnot, but then what's the point of smoking this if you quit smoking? So I'm going to make some mullein tea, which will help with the respiratory and clean out the respiratory system. The marshmallow leaves, again, there was lots of that. We will be harvesting again. Red raspberry leaves, that's the cramping and tea that Tiana really likes. And of course, oregano, which can be used and has phenomenal benefits. Antioxidant properties and immunity, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, improves digestion, may help manage diabetes, improves gut health, can ease menstrual pain, prevent constipation and diarrhea, soothe muscles and ache, and treat skin sores. So oregano was a very good one. We had actually made the oregano oil as well with the distiller that we had gotten, and I had a chance to use it. A friend of mine had messaged me and said, what do I do? My husband is covered head to toe with poison ivy. And I looked it up, did a little bit of research, and lo and behold, oregano is one of the biggest things that will help with that. So I gifted her the oregano hydrosol that was the byproduct of making the oregano oil, and just told her to cover a face cloth, rub them down, and within 24 hours all of his symptoms of the poison ivy were gone, and no deep wounds left behind or pussy sores. So that was awesome to know, and firsthand, because I talk to her all the time. So that was awesome. It just goes to prove that when you do actually do the research and try these different things, they can work. And I'm not sure if we had told you guys about Atlas, our dog, Bernice, who has this degenerative disease that is prone to the Bernese mountain dogs. So we had a scare. I thought we were going to have to put him down about a month ago, and I used the CBD oil, which literally a 3-day treatment of the CBD oil, and he was back to walking with no arch or pain in the back. Have not had to use it again, knock on wood, but doing more research, I also realized that catnip can do the same thing. So always do your research, look around, and when you're using these all natural remedies, it's all if you're allergic or stomach issues, that kind of stuff, but for the most part it's a lot safer than pharmaceutical. So I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to fill my dehydrators with this is spearmint, the pepper leaves, and of course make sure the slugs don't disappear into my house, because I see another one crawling up the side of the sink. So I will contain them, clean them all up, and then I will go out to the garden once it stops raining and just kind of show you what I've harvested out there. I just wanted to, before we head to the garden, share with you that I finished the dog gate, matches the catio on the other side. So I did that this week. Hola, Paula. Oh, hi, Blackie. Where are you? Hear you. All right. So the Virginia creeper is starting to change color. Nice, beautiful red. Some of the leaves have started to change. Unfortunately, the birds, well, good for the birds, not for the humans, ate all the elderberries, that red bush over there. They are clearing that out, and it's very healthy for them, so I'm not using them this year, so they're welcome to them. And as we're cleaning out the garden, oh, they know it. Here they come, because I'm nice and loud. I'm noticing a lot of the hollyhocks are kind of regrowing a bit. Of course, the creeping Charlie in there. Creeping Charlie is also a very edible one. So this week we are focusing mostly on dehydrating and processing the plant matter for our apothecary, herbal teas, and a variety of medicine to have on hand if need be. So I have harvested the sunchoke leaves. I'm letting the root system grow. This is also the artificial artichoke, Jerusalem artichoke, which can be used like a potato. Little more woody flavor. The marshmallow that we harvested 2 weeks ago could actually do with another harvest, and this is interesting because I think I will continue to harvest before it flowers, since I have so many flowers. I also harvested a bunch of echinacea. So a lot of the green and the bright petals are harvested, and they're in the dehydrator. I chopped the oregano, so that oregano, and I actually found years ago, not sure if you guys remember, I grew horehound, and it looks like there is a horehound plant in there that's still in the ground. So that's nice to see. I always spread the seeds around so that they can grow where they want to grow, and that's kind of nice to see. I chopped the catnip. I have tons of catnip inside, so I will leave the rest for Marlene to harvest as into the winter. these coneflowers here. I took the petals because they were nice and bright to add some color. And we'll get them in the ground. So again, the orange is new. This is the purple that I have. Slightly different, but we'll see how it grows when it's in the ground instead of in the pot. And then the yellow over here. Got my dehydrators, all three of my dehydrators going strong. So I am waiting for a lot of space before I do the basil. So with the basil, all these seed stems here, I'm pulling off and just throwing in the garden. That's a nice long one. So they just pull up nice like that. And then I'm putting them in the garden and we'll see what grows next year. And then oh, that basil smells so good. Okay. Still the winter, the cold weather root veggies. They will be another little bit before I harvest them, which is the sweet potatoes, the yellow beets, and the beets, which are massive. And then I will harvest the carrots, and we're just waiting till frost, and then I can harvest them all because that makes them sweeter. And the potatoes. I did clear this, you see this brown, the carrot tops right here? They all died off. So I cleared it and I took it away, like that. Cleared it and took it away. And lo and behold, oh, they all started growing again. Interesting. Very interesting. Carrots actually are a perennial. They will come back. So on the ones that we had over in the raspberries, they actually are still growing in the raspberries. Okay. There's another patch of oregano that I harvested. And then I harvested the tansy, more catnip. Hey, Hopala. Hey, Holly. What you doing? I'm not weeding right now. And then over here, you can see the lemon balm. The lemon balm has taken. Oh, smell-o-vision. Oh, it smells so good. Citron, like it's very citrony. I might harvest a bit of that. I'll do that when I want most of that to grow so it's a big patch, like the catnip, which would be very nice. So, but harvesting a little bit to have a little bit's not a bad thing. Tara needs that. The speedwell, I came in and harvested all the non-seeding stalks, and that is in the dehydrator. So for instance, in back here, this one does not have any seeds, so I just harvested the top to get the fresh leaves. Grapes are doing well. Hopefully next year we get a few signs of grapes on them. And it comes back, of course, hopefully. And a few raspberries, but not really anything to speak of. Oh my. Oh my, Tara, it's been a few days. I seem to, oh, it's not that big. I'm like, there's a zucchini in there. Right? There's one more zucchini plant down here. Oh, look at that nettle. It's big. It's my mid-thigh high. That's another one I'll harvest and dry. All right. For the raspberries that are here, I'm just throwing them to the animals. I had so many. I harvested so many. They are nice and big though. Look at that. Blackie really likes these. And why not share? Look at that. Oh, that's nice and big. All right. Any surprises in here? A few little ones. A few little zucchini. So I'll let that kind of keep going. And then see if we can get and then to harvest off of that. There's actually quite a few raspberries, but we'll just give them to Blackie. Blackie! Holly, come here. You want a treat? Have some raspberries. Eat them up, Blackie. Come get them. You like them. We also did strawberry leaves. I will do some more. We also did some raspberry leaves before we pruned those. They're also in the dehydrator. My dehydrator has been going for 4 days, FYI. In the greenhouse, I came and took as many pepper leaves off the pepper plants as I thought I could. And I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to overwinter. Peppers are an ongoing plant. They're not an annual. So, oh, that pepper's got a nice bite mark out of it. I wonder if it was a hot pepper. Some slug's got heartburn right now. What you want to do is you want to trim everything below the Y and then cut it off at the Y, and then all the new growth will come out the center, the Ys, and then new growth. So you can actually grow them in the house all winter and then put them back out in the spring, and you'll just get a bigger and bigger plant. I'm not sure if I want to do that. We don't eat a lot of peppers. I do enjoy the pepper leaves. That was, Jesus, probably living in there, right? I'm gonna leave that there in case they want to eat more. Now, touching these peppers, I'm like, oh no, I don't do hot. So Tara has to make sure she washes her hands when she goes in, because I'm that one that is going to touch my eyeball. Other than that, it's pretty empty in here. And everything, look at that. Those tomatoes still growing. Look at that. You cut them off, you put them in here, and they're still growing up. All right. Middle row. That ivy's gone totally red. Beautiful red, though. Okay, on this side, the chocolate mint here has done for the year. So we'll check on that next year. I still have to harvest the mullein. And I'm not too happy with the chocolate mint, but I do have lots left over from inside. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bury this so that it regrow for next year. I think it got too wet from the sprinkler. I harvested parsley. So that's all being dried. I harvested mojito mint. Now I harvested everything but the seed ends because of course it's going to seed itself. Look at this. This is so cute. It's come right out of the pot. Nice. That is the most intense mint I've ever smelled. Okay. So that was more mojito mint, of course, leaving the seed pods so that I can reseed some more. I harvested the peppermint, which is over here. That was a really good haul. So what happens is when the peppermint, here you can see it really good here. Peppermint is a vine. So once it touches the ground again, I buried that, and then it regrows through there. So eventually I'd like this whole pot, this whole this square to be the peppermint. Now the sage, I'm hoping we get some seedage happening on the sage before I harvest it. And this sage as well. But everything else is up and in the dehydrator. We took the poppy seeds, of course, off of there.